And we are going straight to Samarkand, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived for the SCO summit. And this is an important summit for which Prime Minister has reached Uzbekistan, Samarkand, in the capital, for which he is being welcomed there. We can see that. And there are several bilaterals that have been planned for the Prime Minister. All these bilaterals will happen tomorrow, where there is a meeting that could take place also along, there are several leaders, world leaders are attending this SCO summit, which includes Chinese President Xi Jinping, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, and Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi. All of them will be attending this SCO summit 2022, which is happening in Samarkand, which is all set to deliberate on regional security challenges, boosting trade and energy supplies, among other issues. And SCO is holding its first in-person summit in Samarkand in Uzbekistan after 2 years. The summit will also see the participation, as I was saying, of Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping, and Prime Minister Modi is expected to hold bilateral meetings on the sidelines of this summit, including with Putin, Uzbek President, among other leaders. And we had heard from Arindam Bagchi, who is the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson, who said that some other leaders who are attending the summit is what he had said when questions were asked about the bilaterals that Prime Minister Modi will be holding. So it's a crucial summit. As I said, this is the first in-person summit that is taking place after almost 2 years. We'll be trying and connecting with our reporters in just a bit. So those visuals coming in from Samarkand, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just arrived. Abhishek Jha is joining me on the phone line. So Abhishek, the Prime Minister arrives and all meetings and the big SCO summit scheduled for tomorrow.
Of course, and the Prime Minister's engagement will start from tomorrow morning, when he will be joining his other SCO member partners. First meeting will be restricted, when the SCO's permanent members will be participating in that. The second meeting that will be followed by that, that will also have dialogue partners and guest countries and observer countries. So this time, Iran is becoming the permanent member. And after the first half of the day, Prime Minister is also scheduled to hold a few bilaterals. Among them, Russian President Putin's bilateral with Prime Minister Modi will be the first one. That will start somewhere around 4:30, and that will be followed by Prime Minister's bilateral with host countries, President Shaukat Mirziyoyev. That will be followed by Prime Minister's meeting with the Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi. After that, Prime Minister will also go to pay his respect to former President of Uzbekistan, Islam Karimov. And after that, Prime Minister's schedule is supposed to end. Meanwhile, there are also speculation that Prime Minister may have some pull-aside meetings on the sidelines of SCO with few other member countries. But those names have yet not been revealed to us.
And, it's important because Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping will come face-to-face for the first time since the border clashes and all meetings that will take place tomorrow, which is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting that's called SCO, which will happen tomorrow. It will be about exchanging of views on topical, regional and international issues, is what the Prime Minister said in his statement. The expansion of SCO and on a further deepening of multifaceted and mutually beneficial cooperation within the organization. The big takeaway certainly would be on trade, economy, culture, tourism is what we are picking up. Quickly from you, Abhishek, so will we be seeing some joint statements as well tomorrow?
There is a tradition that after the meeting there will be a joint statement from all the member countries. This time around, we'll also have to know that SCO has been founded on the principle of more people-to-people engagement and opening up of trade routes among the countries and giving access to markets through the member countries to the other countries. So on that note, Prime Minister has been focusing on increasing connectivity and opening new trade routes and enhancing people-to-people connect also among the member countries. Also, what should be the new ways to do it and how the differences, the bilateral differences should be put behind in order to achieve the multilateral goals that were set in the SCO. That will be interesting to see, and this is something that we can expect will be the part of joint communique that will be issued once the meetings of multilateral meetings of the leaders will conclude.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Getting you the big breaking on News Epicenter, CNN News 18 has now accessed the inside track on actor Noora Fateh's questioning by the Economic Offences Wing. We have accessed the question and answers surrounding the actors dealing with conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar. The Economic Offences Wing of the Delhi Police has asked Noora Fateh, "Do you know who is Miss Leena Paul?" Noora answered, "I met her for the first time at a charity event in Chennai for LS Corporation in December 2020. I was gifted a Gucci bag and a new phone. They announced they would gift me a new car." The Economic Offences Wing then asked, "Did you get the car as announced by Miss Leena?" Noora answered, "I had agreed at the event to receive the car. My team told me it was normal to receive such gifts. Following day, I received a message from a man named Shekhar from LS Corporation. EOW then asked her, 'Who is Shekhar? How many times did you talk to him?' Noora answered, 'Shekhar is Sukesh Chandrasekhar. I thought he worked only for LS Corporation. Today I know his real name and who he really is.' Then the Economic Offences Wing of Delhi Police asked her, 'Did you receive any other gifts?' Noora answered, 'I did not receive any other gifts.' CNN News 18 has also accessed the chat that happened between Noora Fateh and Sukesh Chandrasekhar. Sukesh Chandrasekhar writes, 'This is Shekhar from LS Corp.' And this is all part of the documents that we have accessed. Then Sukesh Chandrasekhar says, 'Would like to know what's the kind of car you like.' And this is a message that has been sent to Noora Fateh, the actor. 'SUV, luxury, sedan and favorite color. I will personally make sure the car is delivered to you.' Noora then replied, 'Thank you so much. It is very kind of you.' Sukesh Chandrasekhar replied, 'This is a Christmas gift from our side.' Noora then answers saying, 'Honestly, I'm very bad at selecting. Whatever you guys feel will suit me.' Sukesh Chandrasekhar then writes, 'Mercedes E-Class is top of the line. BMW 530M is top of the line.' Noora then replied, 'I already have a Mercedes, so I'll go with the BMW Black.' Sukesh Chandrasekhar then replied, 'Fantastic, consider it done,' making it very clear that it's being given with no intention or any kind of motive. Noora then replied, 'If there is anything you would like me to post on Instagram related to your charity, feel free to share it.' So she's thought that this was a charity event that she had gone for and then that was part of the deal of that charity event, she attending that charity event. So there are several twists and turns that have come in, and these documents that Ashish Mehrishi, who tracks ED for us, has accessed, actually talks about that exclusive chat that happened between Noora Fateh and Sukesh Chandrasekhar, where he says that he's Shekhar. He did not reveal his full name, and he also did not say the real intention as to why he was going to give her that gift. Ashish Mehrishi, why would she receive a gift from anybody, and who really is Miss Leena here?
So Leena is basically supposed to be the wife of Sukesh Chandrasekhar. We all know that, after some time, Sukesh and Leena basically, they both enjoyed the proceeds of crime. And in fact, there have been many cases where Leena has been named as an accused. But here, to get into that periphery of Bollywood, they basically organized you can say a dummy charity event where Noora Fateh was called, she was invited, she was given a gift. In fact, if you go through the WhatsApp chats that we have been able to access, it clearly shows that, she is being lured by gifts. He's trying to make relationship by throwing money or splurging gifts on Noora Fateh. Now, it's very unusual that somebody gifts a BMW.
And
if
nobody,
you go through the chats,
and you don't expect,
even offered.
Yes. How does it actually work that you, receive a BMW car and that person is not expecting anything and you don't get suspicious of it?
So it's very surprising, it leaves everybody perplexed, flabbergasted absolutely on why somebody should accept a BMW as a gift, and the person writes in his chats that there is no motive behind it. So obviously one has to get suspicious on why would anybody give that kind of gift. It's an expensive 5 Series BMW is a very expensive car, but interestingly she accepted that gift and she said that you please register in the name of the husband of her sister, that is Bobby Khan. And ultimately, in fact, Bobby Khan, since he was facing some financial difficulties, even he sold it off. Interestingly, the payment came through some hawala channels, through some shell company into the dealer of BMW, and the registration was done in the name of Bobby Khan.
Okay.
So it leaves everybody surprised on why should Noora Fatehi accept such an expensive gift, and where
how does it actually work here? Because there are several actors' names that have come out now, and here on CNN News 18, Ashish Merishi has been breaking all those details. Nasir Abdullah, how does it actually work? I mean, actor attends an event and then somebody saying that I'm part of that company, I would like to give you a gift, and they accept thinking that it's normal. What is the sense of entitlement that you accept a BMW as a gift from someone?
I don't know. I've never been offered very much, unfortunately, because I'm a man and I'm not very attractive. That's another story. But, many years ago, the great actors, all these Khans and the Govindas and Jackie Shroffs and everybody, they had to comply with invitations sent by the underworld dons for marriage functions, etc. The parties, they had to go. It's a known fact, Govinda, everybody included. That was a long time ago. Another story. The deal, in my opinion. And this Noora Fatehi, I don't know where she's from, it doesn't matter. They accepted gifts as goodwill, whatever gestures. They are not criminals. Let's get.
But Nasir Abdullah, BMW as a goodwill gesture, obviously Noora Fatehi should understand what it comes with it.
Don't put words into the thoughts into mind. I am saying somebody claims to be something, willing to give you a gift, you take it. There's cause for really any suspicion. The fact remains, Noora or Jacqueline are not criminals. They are trying to do this to them as they have done this to Shah Rukh Khan's son. They tried to implicate him that he was the head of a drug cartel. Can you imagine? Shah Rukh Khan's son, who can have everything, gets into a cheap business of drug dealing.
Okay, but I think it goes beyond just, the Bollywood being seen as some kind of an easy target. Here, there are two actors. Noora Fatehi, she says that she never met Sukesh Chandrasekhar. First day of questioning is over. Let's see who else will be called by ED. Who else? Ashish, who else will be called by ED now?
So, ED charge sheet is almost complete. So they have filed the final supplementary charge sheet as well. The court has summoned Jacqueline Fernandez on this 26th. It's a very important date because the court decides whether she goes to jail or whether she gets a bail. So that's going to be really, really important day for Jacqueline Fernandez. Noora Fatehi has already been questioned, but she's not been named as an accused into the matter by the Enforcement Directorate. But here, Marya, most important aspect here is that the predicate offence needs to stand. So the charge sheet of Enforcement Directorate, where she has named, where Jacqueline Fernandez has been named as an accused, that predicate offence needs to stand. So EOW in all likelihood will also file a charge sheet, a supplementary charge sheet, where Jacqueline Fernandez in all likelihood will be named as an accused.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Ashish Merishi and Nasir Abdullah. Shifting focus to our big debate on News Epicenter, shocking crime came to light in Lakhimpur Kheri in Uttar Pradesh, where two Dalit girls were found hanging from a tree in a sugarcane field. 6 accused have been taken into custody, booked under multiple sections of the POCSO Act. One of the accused, a man named Junaid, was nabbed after an encounter where he was shot in the leg. The autopsy report shows the girls were raped and strangled to death. After accusing the state police of taking no action, the family agreed to conduct the last rites after an assurance of financial aid and a fast-track trial. They have demanded the death penalty. That same demand has also been echoed by the head of the National Commission for the Protection of Child Rights. However, politics was not far behind. Rahul Gandhi targeted the Yogi government, saying women's safety cannot be expected from those who get rapists released and respect them. Priyanka Gandhi also hit out at the BJP, claiming that crimes against women are on the rise, adding that fake ads will not improve law and order in the state. The BJP hit back at opposition, claiming there will be no Hathras-style tour as the suspects are from the Muslim community. The encouraging sign is that in 24 hours, the 6 suspects have been arrested, where one was even hounded and nabbed after an encounter. But the road to justice is a long one, and the Yogi Adityanath government pitches itself as being tough on law and order. So the question is, will justice be fast-tracked? Then let me bring in my guests. Anila Singh, spokesperson of the BJP, Anurag Badoria, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Dolly Sharma is spokesperson of Uttar Pradesh Congress, and we also have Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. I'm going to begin with you, Anurag. 6 suspects in custody in 24 hours. Hasn't the police acted swiftly?
मारे जी बड़े शर्म की बात है कि उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर में योगी सरकार सिर्फ बयानबाजी करती है। लगातार 6 सालों से बस यही कहती है कि जो अपराधी हैं वो बख्शे नहीं जाएंगे, कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई होगी, नजीर पेश करेंगे, लेकिन महिलाओं पे अत्याचार बढ़ता चला जा रहा है। उत्तर प्रदेश महिलाओं के अपराध में नंबर 1 हो गया और दलित के अत्याचार में भी उत्तर प्रदेश नंबर 1 हो गया। 2 सगी बहनें हैं, उनको किस तरह से उनकी हत्या हो जाती है और पुलिस के पास उसकी मां जाती है तो मां गिड़गिड़ाती है कि हमारी मदद करो। पुलिस का बिहेवियर देखा आपने थाने में किस तरह का था? ये बिहेवियर होगा पुलिस का। और इस तरह से बच्चियों के साथ, चाहे हाथरस की घटना हो, चाहे लखीमपुर की घटना हो, चाहे उन्नाव की घटना हो, ये लगातार महिलाओं के साथ अत्याचार उत्तर प्रदेश में होता है और सरकार हाथ पे हाथ रख के बैठी रहती है, खाली नजीर पेश करेंगे।
अच्छा।
आखिर आपका पुलिस सिस्टम इतना कमजोर क्यों हो गया है? आपकी हनक इतनी कमजोर क्यों हो गई है जो लगातार महिलाओं
Okay, then Vikram Singh, justice is always a long road. Why is it a challenge to fast track these cases?
Marya, it's easier said than done. I would say that yes, at least there should be a common demand by one and all, irrespective of political considerations, that all of them have been arrested. They should be put behind bars, fast-track court, expeditious investigation, infallible prosecution, so that these 6 gets death sentence and they are cremated within the confines of the jail. They should not come out. Their last rite should be performed behind the jail walls itself. If this be the case, then I would advise you to have another show after 90 days and see whether, like entitled court-martial, whether this has happened or not. Lofty ideals and lowly conduct. I would say that yes, tall claims have been made, but if they do not bear fruit, what nonsense will it be that yes, this has happened? We did not draw lessons from Unnao. We did not draw lessons from Hathras. Let us at least make amends and atone for the earlier sins, this time at least.
Okay, Anila Singh, respond to this, because the point being made here is that the fear of law is something that the Yogi government has championed. Then why are these incidents and crimes against minors and women continuing?
My Ram to everyone. Definitely crime has gone downwards since the Yogi government has come in Uttar Pradesh. Earlier, criminals used to sit on the laps of Akhilesh government. We know it very well. But yes, since Yogi government has come, crime and criminals, they both are vanishing. But if we talk about Lakhimpur case, definitely it is obnoxious, horrific and heart-wrenching. And it is not only the loss of one particular family, it is the nation's loss because we have lost 2 young lives.
Yes.
But I must congratulate UP police that within 24 hours, they caught the culprits and now they are behind the bar. And many more facts have to be revealed. Many more angles have to be discovered by the investigative agencies, whether UP police or any other. The thing is, there might be some surprising facts. There might be some surprising angles into it. there might be some surprising motive behind it.
No, but what exactly
Because
is the
any
surprising motive that you are hinting at?
Sorry?
What is the surprising motive that you are hinting at?
It might be a love jihad case. I'm not saying it for sure, but I'm not denying it as well.
Anurag Badoria, this is what the BJP is saying, that only because the suspects are Muslim, that is the reason why Akhilesh Yadav or any of the opposition leaders are not going to Lakhimpur Kheri.
Absolutely. Because they are deep into appeasement politics.
मारिया जी, मैं बोलूं? मारिया जी, कमाल की बात है. भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है. समाजवादी पार्टी के लोग वहां पहुंच गए. हम लगातार ये दबाव सरकार पे बना रहे हैं कि सरकार की पुलिस व्यवस्था इतनी कमजोर क्यों हो गई है. बट अपराधी अपराधी होता है. उसकी कोई जात धर्म नहीं होती है. जो अपराध करता है उसे सजा मिलनी चाहिए. होती है. उसमें जाति धर्म मत खोजो. कम से कम महिलाओं के सम्मान की बात करो. उसमें भी जाति धर्म. अगर व्यक्ति चाहे मुस्लिम हो, चाहे हिंदू हो, चाहे सिख हो, चाहे ईसाई हो, चाहे अगड़ा हो, चाहे पिछड़ा हो, किसी जाति धर्म का हो, अगर महिला के साथ बच्ची के साथ अन्याय करेगा उसको सजा मिलेगी. और ये सरकार
जाति धर्म नहीं होता अपराध का.
बधाई दे रहे हैं पुलिस को कि अपने अरे पुलिस को बधाई दे रहे हैं. पुलिस का डर इतना कमजोर हो गया है कि 2 बच्चियां चली गई. पुलिस का डर होता है एक्यूज के ऊपर में, अपराधियों के ऊपर में पुलिस का डर होता तो 2 बच्चियों की जिंदगियां नहीं जाती. आज उसकी माँ किस तरह से लोगों को फेस करेगी आप सोचो. उस बच्ची की माँ किस तरह से लोगों के नजर मिलाएगी. आपने कभी उस बच्ची की माँ के बारे में सोचा? नहीं सोचा. आपको राजनीति दिखाई दे रही है, लेकिन उस माँ की तकलीफ दिखाई नहीं दे रही है जिस बच्ची की माँ के साथ अन्याय हुआ है. इससे ज्यादा शर्म की बात और छोटी बात नहीं हो सकती कि अपराधी में भी.
We have another panelist, Dolly Sharma of the Congress Party as well.
तो आप बताइए कैसे.
Dolly, are the Gandhis planning to visit Lakhimpur like they did Hathras?
See,
because they are being accused of selective outrage here.
See, no selective at all. It is the BJP who's doing selective politics. Let me make this point very clear. It was the Congress Party first who went and visited the house of the girls. Satish Ajmani, ex-MLA, 2-term MLA from that area, went along with the president of Lakhimpur. Let me tell you one thing. Lakhimpur Kheri has become an epicenter of crime. यहाँ पर क्राइम की कोई सीमा नहीं बची. 6 किसान नरसंहार कर दिया टेनी जी के बेटे ने. टेनी जी पर खुद एक का केस चल रहा है प्रभात गुप्ता का, जो वो वहां से हटवाने को तैयार है और खुले तौर पर कहते हैं गुंडागर्दी है, तुम जानते नहीं हो मेरा इतिहास क्या है. यही इसी लखीमपुर खीरी के इसी निघासन गांव में एक लड़की सोनम के साथ भी पुलिस स्टेशन के अंदर बलात्कार हुआ था. इसी सरकार में हुआ था. और अभी अनिला सिंह जी कह रही थी, आई वांट टू कम टू दिस पॉइंट एज वेल, कि यहाँ केसेस कम हो गए हैं. तो मैं आपके साथ डेटा के साथ आई हूँ विद द होमवर्क. मैं आपको पढ़कर बताऊंगी और 1 साल के अंदर के. सुनिएगा, मुझे सिर्फ 30 सेकंड दे दीजिएगा और मैं पढ़ के सुनाना चाहती हूँ. बारात में 6 साल की मासूम बच्ची के साथ रेप किया 27 अप्रैल 2022. बरेली में 6 साल की बच्ची के साथ रेप किया 11 मार्च 2022. कानपुर में 6 साल की मासूम बच्ची के साथ अधेड़ व्यक्ति ने दुष्कर्म किया 29 जून 2022. संभल में मस्जिद में रेप किया 30 मई 2021. 6 साल की बच्ची को अगवा कर रेप किया. हापुड़ में 6 साल की बच्ची के साथ रेप किया 5 दिसंबर 2021. अनिला जी, जब आप बोली मैं नहीं बोली, तहजीब में रहिए. जब आप बोली मैं नहीं बोली, दिस इज माय चांस टू स्पीक. दिस इज माय चांस टू स्पीक. यू कैन नॉट टेक माय स्क्रीन टाइम. मैडम आप अगर इनको बोलेंगी कि ये चुप रहे, क्योंकि ये जब बोल रही थी तो मैं नहीं बोली थी.
ठीक है. अनिला सिंह आप सवाल सुन लीजिए. अनिला सिंह yes, okay. You don't have to get so angry, Dolly.
No,
Dolly,
no. Do this.
Okay, Dolly, calm down.
We cannot speak in my terms.
Calm down. There's no shouting and screaming on my shows. 10 seconds. Finish your point.
बच्चियों के साथ बलात्कार हो रहा है. मैडम, औरत तू दिल दर्द होता है. काम डाउन कैसे हो जाओ, आपका भी दिल दहलता होगा. हापुड़ में 6 साल की बच्ची के साथ रेप 5 दिसंबर 2021. अयोध्या रेप के 7 साल 3 मार्च 2022. गोरखपुर में 8, 18, 22 में हुए हैं. और ये तो बहुत छोटी लिस्ट है. अभी ये पन्ना भी भरा पड़ा है.
अनिला सिंह जवाब दीजिए.
क्राइम रेट कम हो गया है.
अनिला सिंह जवाब दीजिए.
एनसीआरबी के
चलिए अनिला सिंह
क्या पहले के मुकाबले उत्तर प्रदेश में अपराधों में कमी आई है कि नहीं आई है? 25 करोड़ की आबादी वाला ये प्रदेश है, 25 करोड़ की आबादी वाला ये प्रदेश है। क्या यहाँ पे जब से योगी सरकार आई है अपराध में कमी आई है कि नहीं आई है? परंतु ये उत्तर नहीं देंगी, ये जवाब नहीं देंगी कि इनके नेता क्यों कहते हैं कि जब बलात्कार नहीं रोक पाओ तो उसका आनंद उठाओ, उसके मजे लो। इनके नेता कहते हैं बलात्कार नहीं रोक,
मेरे नेता नहीं कहते, आपके विधायक विधानसभा में बैठकर
बलात्कार बढ़ गया।
मेरे नेता नहीं कहते, मेरे नेता नहीं कहते, शर्म कीजिए। आपके नेता कर्नाटक विधानसभा में बैठकर
यहाँ के पुरुष वाकई में
आप लोग इस प्रवर्तन, मेरे नेता नहीं कहते, मेरे नेता लड़कियों की लड़ाई लड़ते हैं।
नेताओं को ये कंट्रोल नहीं कर पा रही है, ये मुझे आंकड़े बता रही है। जाके पहले मैडम राजस्थान के आंकड़े देखिए, छत्तीसगढ़ के आंकड़े।
लड़की के घर को छावनी नहीं बनाया जाता, सड़कों पर गांव वालों को आना नहीं पड़ता न्याय के लिए। कांग्रेस पार्टी को सड़क पर नहीं आना पड़ता, 20-20 किलोमीटर नहीं चलना पड़ता। भाजपा को राजस्थान में लड़की के घर के दरवाजे खुले होते हैं, न्याय मिलता है परिवारों को। सच बोलना सीखिए, स्मृति ईरानी से एक्टिंग की ट्रेनिंग लेकर आई हैं आप अनिला सिंह।
चलिए आपको जवाब भी सुनना चाहिए। हाँ बोलिए।
केस है, बच्ची जो है उनका बलात्कार हुआ, उनकी हत्या हुई। पता नहीं लव जिहाद है कि नहीं है, ये तो आगे जब इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगा पता चल जाएगा। थोड़ा सा डिसेंसी दिखाइए। जो परिवार जिसने अपनी बच्चियों को खोया है उनके बारे में चिल्ला क्यों रही हैं आप आराम से बात कर सकती हैं। आप मेरे दामन में दाग दिखाएंगे।
आप तो कह रही है रोज केस होते जा रहे हैं। आप तो लड़कियों के साथ अत्याचार को केस ही नहीं मान रही है। मैंने आपको लिस्ट गिनाई, आप तो केस ही नहीं मान रही है इनको। आप तो राजस्थान से कंपेयर कर रही है, हम लखीमपुर खीरी की बात कर रहे हैं ना। आप इस पर बात करिए, जो चिट्ठी मैंने बताया उसमें चर्चा कीजिए। एरिया क्राइम केस कम हो गया।
खुद की राजनीतिक दल में महिलाएं सुरक्षित नहीं है। आपके
राजनीतिक दल में सुरक्षित है। आप क्या कर्नाटका में फोन पिक्चर देखते हैं विधानसभा में बैठ के? आप कुलदीप सिंह सेंगर लड़कियों का बलात्कार करते हैं, चिन्मय में औरतों से मालिश कराते हैं, वीडियो वायरल होते हैं। हिमाचल के नेताओं को देख लीजिए।
Okay. Let me bring in Anurag Bhadoria now. Anurag Bhadoria. You know, the point being made here about selective outrage, that is what opposition is being accused of. Here is an incident of crime, a heinous crime. Shouldn't there be sensitivity in political comments that are made when there are crimes against minors and women?
कितनी शर्म की बात है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रवक्ता कह रही हैं 32 करोड़ के प्रदेश है, तो घटनाएं, जितना मैं सुन पाया हूं कि घटनाएं तो होना 32 करोड़ के प्रदेश में अगर आपकी बात मान ली जाए तो क्या उसमें ये घटनाएं होने दी जाए? कमाल की बात कर रहे हैं आप, जस्टिफिकेशन दे रहे हैं। उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार कानून व्यवस्था पूरी तरह ध्वस्त हो गई है, बच्चियों के साथ अन्याय हो रहा है, तो आप राजस्थान की बात कर रहे हैं। आप राजस्थान पे चले
आबादी वाला प्रदेश है, इसमें आंकड़े कम हुए हैं। अगर आपने नहीं सुना है तो प्लीज गलत मत करिए।
आप सुन तो लीजिए। अरे आपकी बात मान ली,
मत गलत सुनाइए।
मुझे गलती हुई, आपकी बात मान ली। तो आप क्या चाहती हैं? आप यहाँ खत्म करना चाहती हैं कि आंकड़ों में ही खेलना चाहते हैं? आंकड़े ऊपर नीचे करके आपको सेटिस्फेक्शन है? मतलब अत्याचार रोकना, अत्याचार खत्म करना आपकी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है। अत्याचार खत्म करना आपकी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है। महिला के अत्याचार में उत्तर प्रदेश महिला अपराध में नंबर 1 हो गया, और आप कह रहे आंकड़े खत्म हो गए। दलितों के अत्याचार में उत्तर प्रदेश नंबर 1 हो गया, आप कह रहे हो आंकड़े खत्म हो गए। मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ, बच्ची के साथ अन्याय हुआ तो आप उसमें धर्म क्यों खोज रहे हो? बच्ची के साथ अन्याय हुआ है, अपराधी ने अन्याय किया है, अपराधी होता है, उसकी कोई जाति धर्म नहीं होती, चाहे किसी जाति धर्म का हो, उसे सजा मिलनी चाहिए। आपको ये बात कहने में क्या दिक्कत है? आप उसमें धर्म क्यों खोज रहे हो? आप उसको धर्म खोजने की बात करोगे, आप इस तरह की बातें करोगे। कल फिर कोई हाथरस की बात होगी तो फिर क्या होगा? सही कहा, आपके यहाँ कोई मालिश करवाता हुआ पकड़ा जाता है तो क्या आपने उसको जेल में डाला? आपका जो वीडियो वायरल हुआ था, चिन्मय स्वामी कौन से थे मालिश कराते हुए, ये आपके नेताओं के लिए आदतें हैं क्या? उन्नाव में जिस तरह की घटना हुई थी, आपके विधायक की ये आदतें हैं आपकी है क्या? इस तरह की जो केसेस लगातार बच्चियों के साथ अन्याय उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार जब से आई है बीजेपी की हो रहा है, और आप उसको जस्टिफिकेशन देने में लगे हो, आप जस्टिफाई करना चाहते हो। आपके लिए घटना दुर्दांत है, आप कह रहे हैं योगी सरकार महिलाओं का सम्मान नहीं बचा पा रही है।
Okay, I have just enough time now. Anila Singh,
उत्तर प्रदेश की पुलिस सम्मान नहीं दे पाती है थाने में।
Anurag Bhadoria, you have made your point. I think just about everybody has spoken. Let me give the final words to Vikram Singh now. Vikram Singh, post-mortem and arrests in 24 hours. We are seeing you know, the religious and also the caste profiling which happens of the criminals, which has happened in this particular case as well. And the opposition is being accused of selective outrage. There is that angle of love jihad that has been brought in as well. The motive of crime is very, very important because the girls were raped and then hanged. When you look at these incidents of crime, what next for the police?
Marya, this is a very disconcerting feeling, and I would be very happy if my political friends had at least shown unanimity that at least one case there should be no politics, there should have been unanimity that absolutely the most deterrent punishment to the perpetrators. Now, the job of the police is, yes, 6 arrests within 24 hours, a matter that has given me tremendous satisfaction. But what has left me a little uncomfortable, that the deceased mothers has alleged that there was bad treatment to the parents when they reached the outpost and they were bashed up by a woman police officer. Then the response of the after the accident could have been even better. Then the encounter that had happened, yes, there was a gunshot injury on the lower leg of the accused, but I would be much happy if the gun was aimed on the third button or in between the eyes. Why should the gun on such a perpetrator should have been aimed as such low, as below the knee? My advice to Prashant Kumar would be aim at the jugular. Aim, you come down like a ton of bricks on such perpetrators. There should be no element of mercy towards such criminals.
We have Mr. Prashant Kumar joining us now. Anila Singh, Anurag Badoria, Dolly Sharma and Vikram Singh, thank you so much. Let me go straight to Prashant Kumar, ADG Law and Order of Uttar Pradesh, joining me from Lucknow. Mr. Prashant Kumar, really appreciate your time, sir. The Lakhimpur murder case of 2 minors again raises the question of Uttar Pradesh's law and order. And this is happening on the 2nd anniversary of Hathras gang rape and murder. The question is that are you in control of law and order in the state, particularly because of the rise in crime against women and children?
No, I think the generalization is not correct. The NCRB data, which has been released recently by NCRB, clearly indicates that the conviction rate is the highest related to women cases, and the crime rate is also very favorable as compared to the other states. However, so far this particular case is concerned, yesterday a case was reported by the deceased mother that a few people came and forcefully taken her daughter. Immediately, police swung into action, and within 24 hours, we got hold of all the culprits, who were from one person was named and 5 more people came into light. They are from the same village. So the police action was very effective, and immediately everybody was apprehended and sent to jail.
Yes, because you're talking specifically about this incident now. 2 minor girls raped and killed. Could you give us more details? Because the mother says that the daughters were abducted by youth from a neighboring village, but police is saying that the primary investigation reveals that the 2 sisters left their village after being persuaded by the 2 accused. Because there are 2 versions that are coming in. Give us more details, sir.
No, there is no contradiction, and the version of the victim is supreme for us, and the satisfaction of the victim family is supreme for us. So exactly as per the version of the victim's, the deceased mother, FIR has been lodged, and FIR has been lodged in proper sections, and accordingly we are investigating things. And I have also appealed that as a father, as brother, or as a general person, we should be very sensitive in cases related to women.
Yes.
Especially when the government is having a policy of zero tolerance against crime against women and children. So in this case also, you must have seen that a very senior officer have been sent from the Lucknow, and the action was very quick, and we will go as per the version of the the complainant, and in this particular case, the version of the mother
so you're
of the
saying
deceased.
The victim's mother here is that is the version that the police will be going with. There are reports, Mr. Prashant Kumar, that are coming in that the boys got angry with the girls and strangled them with the dupatta because of it's very disturbing, to say the least, about the manner in which the events have unfolded, and these incidents shame the society like no other.
Definitely, I have appealed everyone that we should respect the version of the deceased family. And so far as the investigation is concerned, the postmortem clearly sees that the death has occurred because of the strangulation. And rest other things, we are fully aware of our responsibility and towards the law. And we are taking all precautions. All minor things, forensic evidences and other things have been collected. And during the postmortem, and postmortem has been done by a panel of doctors containing a lady officer. And we are very sensitive that no evidence should be left. And very soon we will file the charge sheet and we'll try to get conviction in this case.
There have been protests and sloganeering against the police in that area. In fact, the SP got involved in an argument, is what the family is saying. For a family which has gone through such a horrific incident and the police behaving in an insensitive manner, it also talks about that there is a need to sensitize the police.
No, I have already told you that all of us, as a police officer and as a member of the society, we should be very sensitive in these cases. And we have taken note of everything and we'll take corrective measures also.
Thank you so much for your time, Prashantji. Always a pleasure to speak to you. And the top cop of Uttar Pradesh assuring that justice will be fast-tracked and delivered. Shifting focus to our third story on News Epicenter, the face-off between the BJP and the TMC continues in West Bengal after the showdown on the streets. It's TMC's Abhishek Banerjee who has escalated the war of words over the Nabanna Chalo rally. Remember, on Tuesday, the BJP's march against the Mamata government over charges of corruption descended into chaos when the police deployed water cannons, lathi charged and tear gassed the protesters. BJP workers were also seen targeting police personnel during the clashes. Abhishek Banerjee said the police could have used bullets against the protesters, adding that if police vehicles were set on fire in front of his eyes, he would have shot protesters in the head. To this, the BJP called Abhishek Banerjee a murderous thug. The Saffron Party said BJP holds unconstitutional sway over the Mamata Banerjee government, adding that his statement reeks of fascism that is reflected in the action of the Bengal police. The showdown was also seen on the first working day of the Bengal Assembly with a clash of protests and placards which forced the speaker to adjourn the first half of the scheduled business. So who is stoking the fire in Bengal, or is this just a trailer of things to come in this political face-off? Before I get the guests, here's what happened today.
2 days after the fierce clashes over BJP's Nabanna Chalo march, Bengal is still simmering. Adding fuel to the fire was Abhishek Banerjee. The TMC MP met policemen who were injured in the violence and praised them for what he called showing restraint. And then he made this shocking statement.
আমি দেবজিৎ বাবুকে বললাম যে আমি আপনাকে স্যালুট জানাই যে আপনি কিছু করেননি। আপনার জায়গায় যদি আমি থাকতাম আর আমার সামনে যদি পুলিশের গাড়িতে আগুন জ্বলতো বা এইভাবে পুলিশের উপর আক্রমণ হতো, আমি এখানে শুট করতাম মাথার উপরে।
BJP condemned Abhishek Banerjee and called the TMC government fascist.
ये मुझे लगता है ऐसे बयान का भारत में कोई स्थान नहीं है। ये एकदम से लोकतंत्र के खिलाफ है, संविधान के खिलाफ है।
That wasn't the only showdown today. There were fireworks in the Bengal Assembly. TMC and BJP MLAs armed with placards charged at one another. Leader of the opposition, Shuvendu Adhikari, sought an adjournment motion, wanting to speak about the Bengal teachers' recruitment scam and corruption. The speaker turned down the motion, citing that the matter is sub judice.
Shuvendu Adhikari brought up a proposal for discussion. You cannot discuss matters which are sub judice because they knew that they would not be allowed. They started agitating.
TMC carried placards which said, "Don't touch my body," a dig at Shuvendu Adhikari for his now viral comment on the day of the Nobonno Cholo march.
ये बंगाल का जो कल्चर है रामकृष्ण मिशन से लेकर हमारी जो रिच कल्चर है, ये रिच कल्चर को ये टीएमसी पार्टी कंपनी तोड़ रहा है. बंगाल की पॉलिटिक्स का जो गरिमा है उसको खत्म कर रहा है.
Amidst the war of words, the question is, who's behind the baval in Bengal?
And joining me now, Shishir Bajoria, spokesperson of West Bengal BJP. We also have Minister Babul Supriyo. Babul Supriyo, why is Abhishek Banerjee provoking the cops of Bengal?
Well, Abhishek Banerjee is not at all provoking the cops of Bengal. He just made a statement. He said that what goes through the mind of a police officer when he sees not only when he's hit down by a premeditated a group of people from BJP, number one, and he sees a police vehicle being torched right in front of him for 10-15 minutes. This couple of people, they went ahead with the kerosene and the fire and everything. That's absolute arson. So what a police officer would have done, he just it's just you want to make a political statement out of it, but that's what anyone would say, that if this is happening in front of my eyes, if me being a police officer holding a gun, if I was being held on the ground and being beaten up in that manner, then I would have shot. I would have probably fired at the place. Yogi ji using bulldozers in UP on people who doesn't have anything against them. So this is just I would say that this is what he said. This is not to incite the police to to fire. If that was the case, then yesterday BJP did enough to provoke the police, and that is exactly what the plan was to provoke the police to shoot.
Yeah, there were videos that surfaced of violence in which the BJP workers were seen thrashing cops. If it was about Nobonno Chalo or just a peaceful protest, then what was this thrashing of cops?
Marya, first of all, Sri Babul Supriyo possibly didn't know a few facts of life. My question to everybody in Trinamool, I can ask him the question also, but I'm sure he won't have the answer. What was the police vehicle doing on the middle of the road without even the driver there? That vehicle was planted, was parked, and that it will be torched by one of them. That's a fact. Number one. Will a police vehicle ever be on the side of a road with not a constable, not a driver? That driver should be charged. Number one. Number two, this now they are at the defense of their crown prince. The fact is, he said, shoot here, that is shoot to kill. And by the way, a bulldozer does not injure people, does not kill people.
Oh, really?
Number three, this point that you've made a very good point, Marya. We wanted a peaceful march. That's what we had told them. See the way they put up barricades. All that Calcutta police and West Bengal police did not do, they did not lay down road mines, land mines, because they didn't have. Otherwise, they did everything. Iron shield, iron walls being grouted, holes being dug with a vibrating drill machine, grouted in the street. Come on, this is only a procession. You think we were bringing in dumpers or heavy vehicles?
While you try and defend Abhishek Banerjee's comment, my question is, on one hand, he says there is restraint, and on the other hand, he instigates them to say, go ahead and, do something. Just look at what was seen as a peaceful protest. It started as a peaceful protest till the time it turned violent. Who provoked?
Who turned it?
Who turned it? Yes, answer that question.
Mr. Bajoria is there on television trying to giving me a lesson of life. You know, thank you so much.
I'm not giving you a lesson of life, Mr. Supriyo.
That's what you said. That's what you said in the beginning. Let me tell you.
Because you don't know. I'm not giving you a lesson of life.
I did not interrupt you, Mr. Bajoria.
Okay.
I did not use some facts of life you said. So did not interrupt you. Please let me speak. You have your point. You go ahead with it. You already made a point which you said something which makes no sense. A police, you know, you want to do a
makes no sense.
March to the secretariat. You want to march to the secretariat of the city of the state. You have you are doing a protest from all sides of the secretariat. That's fine. But who gets into this kind of violence? You're beating up a policeman. What are you talking about? You are saying that was supposed to be a peaceful thing. You had come armed. Where did this kerosene come from? The police vehicle had every business to be there on the ground. Maybe the police who were in there, they had gone to a different spot where you were creating controversy. How you're creating some kind of arson? You see a police vehicle, you're going to burn it down, and you are putting your own karyakartas. Making them the sacrificial lamb. There is camera everywhere. Some person with a kerosene in hand takes 10 minutes to burn the police vehicle, beating the police person down, and you're saying these are peaceful protests. The government is not going to try to stop you. The police is not going to try to stop you. There were enough grounds in any other BJP ruled state. There would have been firing, and that is exactly what you wanted to do.
Marya,
you failed because the police showed restraint. You failed because police showed restraint.
Can I come in, please?
No, but let me finish. What kind of a logic is that?
Just don't go on. Don't keep going on.
Let me finish, Mr. Bajoria.
Mr. Supriyo.
Learn to listen.
Okay. Since you have made your point. You are saying that
should be charged.
My question is,
why you are taking the
administration, the Bengal administration has been questioned multiple times. Babul, let's not forget the observations that have been made by the NHRC and also by Calcutta High Court against the Bengal administration and cops on ground. That it is almost an extended arm of the government there. So the questions will be asked that if the intention was just a peaceful protest, then why wasn't it allowed first? And why did it escalate to such level? What was the need of putting up those steel barricades?
Why not? That's exactly what the police is supposed to do. You want to march to the secretariat, the headquarters of the state administration, and you want the police to leave the roads empty for them to go and torch the secretariat of a state. What are you talking about?
Shishir Bajoria, what exactly is happening here? In the sense that there are reports that are coming in from the ground, Shishir Bajoria.
Babul Supriyo ji. Okay. Let me remind Babul Supriyo ji, he possibly does not know this part of the history of his present party. 21st of July, 1993, it was Mamata Banerjee who did a writer's chalo where 14 people, youth of West Bengal, were shot dead. That was exactly a similar march, and that was
that
for
is
voter
exactly
ID
why
card.
CPM is
for
not in
voter
power.
ID card.
That is exactly why CPIM is not in power.
Sir, let me speak. Now what happened to your patience? Because you know you have no answer for this.
That is exactly why
we asked for the permission. What would have happened if we were given the permission to march? What would have happened? We would have gone and given a protest letter. By the way,
your so-called leader,
do you realize the chief minister left her citadel, left her headquarters and ran away? She got so scared, she ran away. Let the whole secretariat be at the charge of the chief secretary. Are haar gaye hain aap.
Why?
Haar maan lo.
You are contradicting yourself. You are actually,
I am contradicting myself.
Stated.
1993. What happened?
Mr. Bajoria,
the birth of your party, the birth of your present party is on the foundation of a similar march. But you will not commit opposition because you don't like opposition.
The police showed restraint and did not do anything in spite of you creating this kind of scenes
400 of our karyakartas, 400 were injured.
No, sorry.
400. 35 are still in hospital. 35 are still in hospital.
You might get
35 are still in hospital.
Get your logic
Logic?
correct, Mr. Bajoria. This is not logic.
Sir,
You are talking about a police vehicle
your
being in
logic
the
is
middle of
so
the
high
street.
that
What do
nobody
you expect?
understands you, sir. Sir, your logic is very high, sir. It's high flown, sir. Sir, your logic
sir.
is high flown.
You
You
calling
even
this-
justified that
whatever you're
they
saying-
all went to some other place. The driver of that police vehicle also left for some law and order duty.
It could be
the driver
so, but
also
what-
left.
Okay. We
Arey,
will
Mr.
charge
Babul
the.
Supriyo.
Okay, let me answer to your question. Let me answer your question. You, as per your allegations, let the police driver and everyone else be charged that why were they not there in the vehicle. How do you answer
have
the
to
question?
charge.
that
First
on
of all,
camera, your
the
Karyakar
West
takes 10
Bengal
minutes
government has to
not
charge
only to touch that
Sri
vehicle,
Abhishek
but
Banerjee
he's
and
also
arrest
seen-
him.
No,
The chief
you're not
minister
letting
has
me
to
speak
order
because you know you're in
his
sub
arrest for
You're not
asking
going
police to
no,
open fire to kill.
And
He has to be arrested
that
first.
is the same.
Then find out the
Karyakar
driver of that vehicle and arrest the guy.
Karyakar who was seen with Nitish Pramanik. Same Karyakar standing with Nitish
Oh,
Pramanik.
you even identified
You
the
can-
person. How nice, Mr. Babul Supriyo. You
Well,
even
it is there
identified. You're
everywhere.
a champion, boss.
Why will I identify? People have identified. Who am I to identify? You have not
you
identified.
just said.
You have
It's the
not
first
identified.
time I'm hearing.
The same-
First time
this
I'm
is- what is
hearing.
this?
First
What
of
is
all,
this?
will you answer
What
my
is this?
question? Will
What is
Abhishek
this?
Banerjee be arrested?
What is
Yes or
this?
no? Say
What is
yes or
this?
no.
Let's see the.
Will
let's see.
Abhishek
You know,
Banerjee be arrested? Yes or no?
What is this? You tell me. What is this? What is this? Who
Will
is this person?
Abhishek
You recognize
Banerjee
him?
be arrested? I
Who's
don't
who's
recognize
this
who you're
gentleman?
showing.
She is not letting me
I-
speak when I'm coming up with records.
May I
Why
ask
should
a
I
question?
recognize?
I do not
The
know what
people
photograph
recognize.
you're showing. I do not know what photograph you're showing.
Yes, he
I
can't
do
see
not
that,
know.
Babul.
Photograph, Photoshop.
Babul, the photos that you're showing, he can't see them.
My point is,
The
will he be
viewers can
arrested,
though.
yes or no?
Yes.
So what? So you accept the fact that you had pre-planned. Why was
I
kerosene
do
there?
not know
Where
what
did the kerosene
photograph
come
you're
from?
showing.
Where did the
Mr.
kerosene
Babul
come
Supriyo,
from? Why
I do
didn't-
not know.
why did-
This
All
is the
right.
first.
Once again.
Shishir
Why
Bajoria and
didn't-
Babul
why
Supriyo,
wasn't there
really
one
appreciate your time.
Karyakarta?
Thank you so much for joining us. We are slipping into a short break. After that, tennis legend and 20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer announced that he will be retiring from the sport after the upcoming Laver Cup. His message to his fans after a very short break. Stay with us.